Hello. This feels very strange. Very strange indeed. Lighting's a bit dark. It's 7 o'clock, Sunday night. We've got a few people joining. Hi, Kim. How are you? Sunday night here in London, Ontario. Time for a bit of tea. The weather here has been perfect today. Hi, Teresa. Hi, just Grams for short. Penny, Stitching Social. Hi, everybody. This is really strange. Oh, Gerald is right. I tend to look right over there at everybody's comments. Desiree, thank you. I know the hair is very different. And as soon as I wash it, it will go right back to the normal curly extravaganza. So a couple times a year, it's nice to do something a bit different. Thank you very much. Thanks. That's really kind. Thank you. So, okay. So we've got a few people that are, what are we up to? We've got 35 people. So, what's everybody working on tonight? Are we all starting new starts? Hi, Lillian. Hello, everybody. I'm just going to say a giant hi to everybody. If I tried to say everybody's name, that would be very dull. So, who is joining in with a new start tonight? What do you say? New start for High Tea Sunday? Eliza Bellcox. Oh, that you're hoping to finish it tonight. Excellent. Mary's starting something new. Good stuff. Patty's working on a new design. I can't wait to see that one, Patty. I'm wondering if I had a sneak peek of that design earlier, maybe a month ago. Very nice. Oh, Holy Night. That's a beautiful one. Gina's starting something new. Penny starting something new. Yes, Jill, Frederica, I saw your post. I saw that you were starting Frederica, and I'll take all the blame for that. Excellent. Ooh, a mixed berry cheesecake. Mika stayed up until 1 a.m. just to join us here tonight. Hello, darling Bluebell. That was pretty awesome. Okay, so speaking of Mika, who's in the Netherlands, I pulled the winner for August's High Tea earlier today, and that was Debbie. Debbie was the big winner. I've already notified her, and she has responded, so she already knows that she was the winner, and I'll be sending that to her, and she's in the Netherlands as well. And I know she has a YouTube channel. I want to say it's Creatively Yours. I'm pretty sure I have that right. So congratulations, Debbie. I've got another giveaway for this month's High Tea start. So we'll get to that in a minute because I thought maybe I'd share my High Tea start with you first. Are you ready? Now, I know there's a few other people that are starting this at the same time as me. So I have a feeling that we might have a little stitch along starting. So, Plum Street Samplers. Hello, Winter. This is my new start for the month. Yeah, drum roll, Kim. That's right. Ta-da! Ta-da! Hello, Winter. So this, I know that Trisha and Anne are starting this one. Thank you. I know. Isn't it beautiful? I love it. So this is the chart, and my lighting is, I'm sorry, the lighting is terrible, but there is a sheep in there that you can just barely see. So I am going to be stitching this on, this I purchased a while ago. So everything for this month's High Tea start is from Stash. This is a linen, it's a lakeside linen, 40 count called Wood Smoke. And I bought this in San Francisco at Needle in a Haystack. This was from Needle in a Haystack. So that's the color. It's a really dark grayish. It is really pretty, isn't it? So what's the size of this? It's a 40 count, and the size of it was just a cut size. So it's about 17 by 13. So I don't think it's going to actually take this whole piece of linen. I'm going to probably be able to get away with stitching it on the top half of this piece. Yeah, I love it. So wood smoke, it really suits it too. It's a very grayish, dark blue, grayish. Not a dark blue, but it's got that hint of blue in it. Really pretty. The pattern and the flosses I bought maybe a month before Thread and I closed, which was, when was that? June? No, earlier than that. Earlier than that. So this has been in my stash for a little while now. So here's the floss that is called for. These were the called for colors. And again, they're a bit washed out today, but they look really pretty. Thank you. I love it. Just love it. So I think it's going to look really nice on this background. So, and we've got a whole bunch of people chiming in with their new starts too. Yes, Sylvia, you're absolutely right, given my love of snow. And we were just talking about that this weekend because the weather had just started to turn a bit cool. We were wearing our fall coats and we were quite happy that the humidity is gone and it's finally time to get ready for winter. So that's actually why I chose this one. I chose this one last week. This one, I knew I wanted to start it as one of my 12 starts, but I thought I would maybe wait a little closer until winter, but decided not to wait. So, ta-da! Hello in Australia. Wonderful. It must be first thing in the morning there. 7 o'clock here. Is it 12 hours? I think so. You'll have to let me know if I'm right, Lilia. Is it Lilla or Lilia? Lilla, yeah. I recognize your name. And Sharon from Australia. We've got a few Aussies here, and Rose and Joanne, my fellow Canadians, and along with Kim, we've got a whole bunch of people here with us today. This is pretty fun. The trip to Chicago was a whirlwind trip, but really, really, really fun. My husband's business partner, who is also his best friend, we surprised him early on Friday morning. And his wife, who is a close friend of mine from childhood, when we arrived at their house, he was still asleep. And so she said, let's go and wake him up. We're going to surprise him. And we said, are you sure we should do that? And she said, oh, yes, it'll be fun. And so we did. And it was pretty, he was very surprised. He had no idea. He'd actually booked a doctor's appointment that he had to then cancel. So that was quite fun. We drove down, took about 8 hours from where we live here. 8 hours. The border was a little bit backed up, but you know, those sorts of things are to be expected. And so hi, everybody. Hello, everybody that's just joining us now. Oh, 9 o'clock in Australia. So it's a little bit more than 12 hours, 14. So I am going to have to read everybody's comments after we're done because I'm going to miss too much, and you guys are all saying really, really great things. So I'll read all the chat afterwards, and I'll try to get in there and comment on everybody's chat. So thank you for joining me tonight. This is pretty fun. So yes, we went out for a couple of nice dinners. We had some deep dish Chicago pizza last night, which was amazing. And, you know, one piece was enough for the entire meal because it was super filling, but just delicious. The name of the pizza place was Lou. I practiced this too. It starts with an M. Lou Matinelli's? No. Somebody from Chicago, help me out. It's Lou. It starts with an M. Malnati's, that's it. Lou Malnati's. Lou Malnati's. It was delicious. If you're ever in Chicago, I highly recommend it. Really, really delicious pizza. So I agree, Sylvia. This is pretty fun. It's a nice way to celebrate. So I am drinking a cup of tea while we're here together tonight. This is a new one for me. Not sure I like it, but I bought a box of it, so I'm giving it a good try. It's the Stash Breakfast in Paris. I love the Christmas in Paris. This is the Breakfast in Paris, and it's a little bit like an Earl Grey. It's got a little bit of bergamot in it, and apparently there's another, it's either lilac or something like that. So anyways, yes. So it's a different tea. So far, I'm on the fence. I'm either going to like it, or by the end of the box, I'm never going to want to buy it again. We'll see. Okay, so I shared my new start with you and everybody who's starting something new with me as well today. It's super exciting. So yes, it was a long drive back today. It seemed to be faster getting home than going there, which was surprising, but we left at about 8 o'clock this morning. So there wasn't a lot of traffic downtown Chicago. I think that's why we were able to get out of there a little bit faster. So for that reason, because it's been a long weekend, I'm not sure how long this video is going to be. Does anybody have any questions for me before I get to the giveaway? What do you think? Any questions before the giveaway? I'll take a couple of questions. We'll see. Oh, it's not as good as Gino's. Okay, Teresa, I'll have to. Oh yes, the zoo. We did go to the zoo. We walked to the zoo yesterday, and there was a really wonderful fall festival happening that was, really geared towards children. So they had a live kids singer. They had, bouncy castles and rides and all kinds of things set up in the entranceway, and then you could walk through the park, the zoo, which everything is free. Now, there was a little bit of a charge for the fall festival if you were going to partake in the rides and things like that. But it was a great experience. Really nice. So good night, Diana. Thank you for joining us. That was it was nice of you to join us. So coffee. Oh, you're having coffee. Excellent. Drinking Cabernet. Excellent. Yeah, the zoo was a lot of fun. I'd go there again. Everybody's drinking something different tonight. And Desiree says beer. Sorry, not at all sorry. Okay, Barbara wants to know, where can I get a Q-snap? I know that you meant a Q-snap cover. That's a great question. Hot tea for, I love your name, Spooneroony Stitcher. That's a great name. Q-snap covers, great question. I am actually probably going to be starting to make them soon, but I do not have them now. So my best advice to you would be to just hop right on Etsy and just hit a Google search in there, hit a search in the Etsy site for Q-snap covers, and you should come up with a few sellers. I also know that Mama Joan makes them, doesn't she? I'm pretty sure Mama Joan makes them. I know that Ginger Gerald has one from Mama Joan. So check out her shop. She probably has some. I know, Joanne, that's exactly right. They have a free zoo right in the middle of a beautiful park. Now, it's not a huge zoo, but they have, they had monkeys, they had a giraffe, they had some different animals as well. They had a couple of, they were this yak type animal, but it wasn't a yak. It was this very interesting goat-like animal, large, like big, from the Himalayan area, and it was amazing. Oh, Q-snap covers from Amazon? Really? I did not know that. Huh. Steering wheel covers for Q-snap covers at the dollar store. That's and Inez, yes, we are live. We are really live. Hello. So Barbara, there's a few places there that you can check, and I hope that you find what you're looking for. Or from Q-snap directly. Oh, okay. I'm going to have to check that out. I did not know that. And I'm assuming you can get all of the different sizes, the 6-inch and the 8-inch and the 8x11. And so there you go. All right. Great question. Any other stitching questions or anything like that I can answer quickly, or we can ask the general knowledge here? This is a pretty great list here. So what do you say? What do you think? And I'm not telling you my age. I think so, but I don't think you have a choice of fabrics. Okay, so that's probably from the Q-snap place where you you might have to take what you get with fabric choices there. Yes. And grime guards. Yeah, I was thinking that it might be nice to have a set where you have the bag and the grime guard and maybe a needle minder. So we'll see it coming up in the future. At the moment, I'm actually working on the Christmas kit. So I know it's September, and it always bothers me when I go into Michael's and the whole Christmas display is up. But when you think about it, if I don't start now, I won't be ready in time for people to want to have things ready to go for Christmas. So it's Christmas time. Okay. Betty says, if you've ever seen a pic of my stitching, my Q-snap covers are from the dollar store. A dollar piece works for me. And are those the same thing as the steering wheel covers, Betty? That's an interesting thing. Stitching Social wants to know if I stitched in the car. I did not. I cannot stitch in the car. I knit in the car though. Not all the way there, but most of the way back. So I worked on my socks all the way back. So, what am I missing here? When you this is a good question from Lori. When you coffee dye, do you always have to heat set? I do not know the answer to that. I have wanted to experiment with some coffee dyeing, but I've never done it myself. So great question. When you coffee dye, do you always have to heat set? Anybody who knows the answer to that, leave us a message here. Elizabeth says, everyone says not to lick the thread, but never why. My grandmother licked her thread and I'm pretty sure the world didn't end. Yeah. As far as I know, when I was talking with Kathy a few years ago about thread licking, the fact that the end that is wet is then resting against the rest of your thread that is dry, it can wear the fibers of the thread. And of course, that's being run through your fabric every time. So, there it is. I lick my thread too. So, and the world hasn't ended yet, but it is not, the right way to do things. So, but I don't think that's going to stop me. How about making covers for roll-a-frame type frames? Now those are the roll-a-frame. Are those the ones? I don't know which those ones are. Are those the ones that have the bite things and they sort of bite the fabric? Is that right? Is that right? I'm not exactly sure. I'm all over the Christmas kit. I'm having a lot of fun with the Christmas kit already. Okay, I've sewn Squirrel Rod covers also, which work really well. Yes. Yeah, Squirrel Rod covers. So, there's also the Millennium frames and the Almanac frames. I know Kathy tried making, she's made a few for herself, the ones that have the little elastic on the end and they just cover the top rod and the bottom rod. Is that maybe what you're talking? Yes. Okay. So let me see if can I scroll up here? Yeah. Let's see. Yes. Okay. Do you EPP in the car? I'm sorry, guys. I'm a little all over the place here, trying to keep up with everything. I have EPP'd in the car. That sounds funny, doesn't it? English paper pieced. I have done that in the car, not for a few years. I need to get it back out again because it's fun. Stitching in the car makes me nauseous, and that's from Spooneroony, and that's in fact why I also don't stitch in the car. I find it's too, I have to look so closely at it that I get very focused and intense on what I'm doing, and I don't look up often enough, and it makes me a little bit car sick as well. Okay, so let's see. Mama Joan. Oh, Inez says we did not heat set in the 1990s. So way back in the day when we were all starting this, didn't heat set. So it looks to be that you've got your choice of what you can do. Looks like Made by Mama Joan only sells project bags. I think Gerald mentioned that it was a custom order to get a Q-snap cover. Okay, that's good to know that she does that. So if you're looking for a Q-snap cover, I've seen her bags. I've seen the products that she makes. They're very nice. They're really, really nice quality. So it looks like she does custom order Q-snap covers as well. Stitching and Sound. Hello, Kyle. We started at 7. I think you missed our Facebook. I posted on Facebook a couple of days ago, but that's okay. They have the tacks. Oh, okay, so half stitch, cross stitch. Hello. So they do have the tack. So I'm assuming then you're talking about the covers that would just cover the bar and have the elastics on the end. Absolutely. I don't see why I couldn't make those as well. That should work. So, oh yes, the ones with the pins. Okay. And I would be interested in making those to sell for sure. At the moment, because I don't already make them, and it would take me a little bit of time to figure out exactly how I want to make them so that they're the best possible thing that I can put out there, would take me a little bit of time. I've been dealing with a little bit of how to put this. The batting that I use on the inside of my bags, it's been a bit of an issue because it's no longer being sold in Canada. And I have spent the last 2.5 months working on figuring out how to import it into Canada. And it is arriving tomorrow. And I'll tell you the whole story tomorrow when I can, think about how I'm going to tell the story and not take an hour to say it. So let's see. What else? Any other questions here that I'm just checking? Let's see, steering wheel covers. Okay, good. Concern about coffee tea dyed fabric and the acids eating at floss. Opinions, concerns, and yes, Squirrel Rod Covers easy to make. YouTube tutorial. Okay, good. I'm not sure about the acids eating the floss. That's actually a really good question. So anybody with more information or thoughts on that? I'm not exactly sure. That's a great question. And Deborah says she's actually going to take part in high tea this month. A kit with a substitute in fabric. Yay! Love new starts. Love new starts. Okay, half stitch, cross stitch. Nancy says, I almost missed the live. Well, you're here. I'm still live. Yay for customs. Yes. Yeah, yay for customs. It's a long story. I don't mind an hour story time. You're funny. Oh, do you ever come to upstate New York? Why, yes, I do. I love New York. Love New York. I happen to have a good friend who lives in New Jersey. Sarah says, oh, my Evertote bag is on its way to me. I can't use it until Christmas because it's a Christmas present to me. I like that. Really nice. Awesome. Okay, you guys, I answered some questions. You guys have great questions. I love it. Love it. Oh, what part of New York? Well, other than, let's see. We go to Buffalo when we go over the border. We sometimes do a little bit of shopping over in Buffalo. And, then when we drive down, if we go to New York City, I've been a couple of times, we'll drive through upstate New York. Sometimes we'll stop in, so off the top of my head, I'd have to think about it. Have you been out to Western Canada? Oh, yes, I have. I actually have driven across Canada. I have started in Ontario and we drove the Trans-Canada all the way out to Vancouver with one of my closest friends in university when she was starting her master's in music. We did our undergrad together at Western. And when she was traveling to Vancouver to go to school for her master's, I drove across the country with her. So I have driven through all of those provinces. But my next answer to the, sorry, I'll just turn the sound off on this. Have I been out east? I've been to Quebec. I haven't been further than Quebec. It is definitely on our list because we would love to visit the eastern provinces because I just know I'm a huge fan of Maine in the States. And I know that it's very similar topography out there. We love it. Love it. Just love it. All of the Canadian provinces, driving through them, they were all so different and beautiful. And as you drive through and you see the scenery change from the flat prairies where you can just see miles and miles and miles and blue sky over, fields of wheat and gorgeous scenery. And then all of a sudden you approach the foothills in Alberta and, it's stunning, really stunning. Okay, so, I see Gerald has joined us. Excellent. Okay, where else? And Christine is also in Alberta. Excellent. We've had a few people join up and make connections on the Facebook group, finding other people in their area. I know we've had a few stitchers in Edmonton connect recently, which has been really, really nice. So that's great. Barbara says, it is hard to find any patterns in Quebec or dye material. Yeah, patterns meaning cross-stitch patterns, ordering them, or what? I know there's a lot of online places that you can purchase that will ship to Canada, or even, you know, purchase within Canada. There's been a few recently that we've discussed. Dye material, I'm not, are you talking about the actual physical material to dye or the dyes themselves? I'm not a dyer by any stretch of the imagination. I have a friend who's a dyer, and she, I believe, imported her dyes from the States. So let me see. What else have we got here? Northwestern Ontario. And thank you. Yes, I know the hair. The hair is, yes, Christine. Now, Christine, did you find some other stitchers? Did you find some stitchers to hang out with? Did you make some new friends? I hope you did. I hope you did. Yeah, Canada is awesome. Anyone near Elmira, New York? Okay, so a little shout out for Inez, who's looking for some friends near Elmira, New York. This is really cool. So if you're looking for some friends, don't be afraid to post on the Facebook group, because that's totally allowed. If you're looking for friends, that's about stitching. If you're looking for a new stitching group, so post where you are if you want to. The Facebook group is a closed group, so that information stays private within the group. So you don't want to be giving out addresses or anything like that, but definitely, you know, the city that you're either close by or living with. Okay, so do you encourage anyone who wants to live in Canada? So do I want people to move to Canada? Canada is a pretty wonderful place to live. I love living here, and we have lots of new people all the time. Penny wants to know if Dimensions kits tend to be generous with floss. My first time doing a kit, and I don't know how careful I need to be with the floss. You know, I've only done the one full Dimensions kit that I've actually finished, and I had lots of floss left over. And I know Kathy finished her stacked teacups, and she also had a fair bit of floss left over at the end. I think, you know, one or two of the colors you'll start to run a little low. Actually, that rings a bell. One of the greens I ran out of, but it was very easy to color match with DMC. I just took the floss into the store and held it right next to the floss at the shop, and I was able to find an easy match. So I don't think you have to be too careful, though I tend to be fairly frugal with my floss as is. So just, you know, take my advice with a grain of salt. I've only done one kit, so I'm sure lots of other people here will have some better information there. And Carla from North Dakota, hello in North Dakota. Let's see. Oh, Christine, you haven't met anyone yet, but hopefully soon. Well, fingers crossed that you do. All right, excellent. Okay, have I made it to Stitch It Central yet? Sylvia, thank you. No, I have not. Believe it or not. I have an LNS in my town now, and I still haven't made it out to Stitch It Central. I'm going to be really honest here. I have so much stash, and I've been trying really hard to stick with my new starts only being what I have in stash. And I have a lot of patterns, and so I've bought the odd piece of fabric, and I've bought the odd, well, I did buy one other little thing, but I'll share that with you tomorrow. So no, I haven't made it out there yet. It is on my list of things to do because I really want to have a closer look at the fabrics that they have there. Okay, Time to Stitch wants to know, what is the name of the Facebook group? The Facebook group is called Friday Off the Grid. And you do have to answer a few questions there. Also, you know, it has to be clear that you are a stitcher and joining us for those particular reasons. Tina Stitches says that she finds the kits are generous, and that's very, very good information. Okay, When in doubt, be careful. Yeah, I agree. So just, be frugal with your floss. That's just me. Okay, Kyle says, if you run out of thread, you can contact them and I think they'll send you more floss for free. Really? Oh, I didn't know that. Sarah says there's a dimensions to DMC conversion chart. Well, that's pretty interesting. Tina says that they sent floss if you need it. Okay. Stephanie from Jakarta is joining us. Excellent. Okay. Okay. Did I visit any museums in Chicago? Not this trip. Not this trip. But we've been to one of the museums the last trip, and off the top of my head, the name is not going to come to me right away. I'd have to think about it. Okay. So we're going to stop with the questions now because I'm going to stop looking over there and I'm going to look at the screen now because I'm ready to tell you about the giveaway, if that's okay. Okay, so sorry, one more question because Stephanie wants to know what time it is here. It is 6:30 a.m. where she's in Jakarta, and Stephanie, it is 7:30 p.m. on Sunday night here. So 7:30 p.m. Sunday evening. Okay, are you ready? Are you ready for the giveaway? Now, can somebody please remind me? I meant to check this before I started, and I neglected to do that. So the last giveaway, last month's was on Instagram. Was the time before that, was it Facebook or YouTube? Who remembers? Anybody? Does anybody remember off the top of their head? I have a funny, it was on Facebook? Okay. All right. So last month was on Instagram, month before that was on Facebook. So we are on YouTube this time. All right, so the comments for this giveaway are going to go on this video. This video is going to take a little bit to load. So this probably wasn't the greatest choice to have the comments on this. You're going to have to remember to come back. So I will remind everybody on the Facebook group to come back and leave your comment. Now we need a question for leaving a comment. It's going to be below. So let's say, I don't know, let's think of a silly question. So something to do with Chicago, since I was just there. Pizza, deep dish or thin crust? How about that? Yeah, drum roll. So the question's going to be deep dish. Oh, wait a second. Here's the question. If I got a magic lantern and only one request requirement, what would you ask for? Okay, that's a pretty good question. Is that better than our Chicago deep dish thin crust pizza? Thin crust. Don't answer me right now. Actually, you know what? This might not work. Who knows how this works? Are all of these comments going to appear down below the video when it loads up for free? For free. When it loads up, when it's on the channel? Because I'm not going to be able to. Yeah, it does. Okay. So this is a problem. This is a problem. They don't appear? Like you like the pizza question. Okay, we're going to go with the pizza question. You know what? Let's just keep it simple. I will figure out a way. The chat replays like it is now, not as comments. Okay, good. Perfect. So come back and leave a comment on this video after it loads. Pizza, thin crust or deep dish? Which would you prefer? You're going to have to come back and comment. If you've commented already, your preference, you're going to have to come back and comment again. Okay, so are you ready? Giveaway this month. First of all, and it might be this one, it might not be. It's just going to be a little notions tote and a matching needle minder, coordinating needle minder to go with that I will make for you. And then to go along with that, it's going to be a Mirabilia pattern. This is brand new. There's a little special seal on the back. This is Angel of the New Dawn. So this is the giveaway along with the notions tote and the needle minder. Okay? Yes, recently out of print. I did have a peek to see whether this was going to be whether this was still available for purchase or not. And I couldn't find it. So it's actually kind of a fun giveaway. If there's somebody who's really hoping to be able to stitch this, I hope that you're lucky enough to win it. So the way that this will work, I don't choose the winner for a whole month. I know that's a long time to wait, but I like to choose the winner of this, you know, during the next month's high tea, because it's kind of a celebratory thing to do as well. So, all right. So Angel of the New Dawn, Notions tote, and a magnet, needle magnet. And that's the giveaway for September. And I can't believe it's the end of September already. October 1st, tomorrow. So amazing. Okay. Angel of what? Oh, sorry. I'll say it again. It is the Angel of the New Dawn. So there's the back. I just want the tote. If you win and you don't want the Mirabilia, let me know, because I don't have to send it to you. I will just send you a tote, and I'll send you a different pattern. We'll see. I'll see what I can find. If you're not a Mirabilia stitcher and you win the giveaway, then we'll talk, okay? Because obviously I would rather this went to somebody who really wants to stitch it. But if you do win the giveaway, I'd like you to receive something that you love as well. Okay, good. So that's it, but it has to be something that I already have in my pile for giveaways. I do have a substantial pile, but I may not have everything. So anyways, okay, that's it for me, guys. I think I'm going to have to say goodnight. So thank you for joining me tonight, and I'll have to say goodbye. So until tomorrow, okay? Good night, guys. Says, no, I just got here. I'm really sorry. All right, so good night, everybody. I'm going to have to say goodbye, and happy stitching. Happy high tea.